Your self-image controls your entire life. I remember I had a stint to where I became a fat kid, to where it was one summer where I was just eating McDonald's every day and I wasn't going out and playing and I wasn't active, and I just gained a whole bunch of weight and I became a fat kid. And even my own mama would make fun of me. I remember one time walking down the street with my friends, and she rolled up in the car and she just said, "You look like the Pillsbury Doughboy." And all my friends started laughing and shit. I just felt terrible, bro. And she would constantly say this about me. People would constantly make fun of me. People would tell me I was fat. My classmates would tell me. My friends would tell me I had man boobs. I had a stomach. I had wide hips. I was overweight, bro. But the thing is, I took these people's opinions and these people's thoughts as the truth about me. And I started to identify myself as a fat kid. Fast forward years later, when I'm an adult and I'm training in the gym and I'm getting lean and I'm building muscle and I'm trying to eat right, there was so much resistance to being somebody that is in shape. There was so much resistance to sticking to a diet and eating right. So I would go to the gym and train and everything would be good, but when I would get home, I could not control my eating habits. And every time I would diet down, I would instantly just gain all the weight back, and it was like something inside of me was forcing me to eat and binge eat and eat emotionally and gain weight again. And that thing was my self-image. I had took everybody's thoughts and opinions of me growing up, my classmates, teachers, coaches, friends, my mama, parents, whatever it may be, everybody's opinion formed my self-image because I allowed that. And that controlled my life. That controlled how I saw myself. So even if I'm taking the action to be a man that's in shape, to be a man that has a certain physique, there was still resistance there. It was still hard. It was like rubbing up against sandpaper. But I was able to overcome this by making the simple shift of starting to identify as somebody who is disciplined, starting to identify as somebody who actually can control themselves and control their eating. But biggest of all, I started to identify myself as an athlete and somebody with self-mastery, control over myself. And I tell you this because you can do it too in any area of your life. It doesn't just have to be fitness. It doesn't just have to be dieting. It doesn't have to be health. It can be in your business, your money situation, your wealth, your relationships. Everything springs from your self-image. However you see yourself and however you identify yourself in the world is what the world is going to reflect back to you. And so many times we try to blame the outside world, and we try to blame other people, and we try to blame outside circumstances for what we're going through, when really it's all internal. It's all based off of our attitudes. So once we learn that it's all based off of our attitudes, and we're looking in the mirror of life, and life is showing us our true selves back. Life is reflecting our true thoughts, feelings about ourselves back to us. And once you understand that, you can change the reflection by first changing something about yourself. And that change about yourself is not to change your essence of who you are, because your essence has always been there. But your essence has been covered up by conditioning and programming, which is the opinions and ideas and the beliefs of your parents, of your church, of your religion, of your former friends, of your environment that you grew up in. All of this culminated, you took it all to heart, and all the experiences and traumas that you've been through, you perceived it as, this is me. In 7th grade, even though I didn't like this girl, this was like the stinky girl in the whole school. Everybody knew it. I had no attraction to this girl whatsoever, but we're in class and We're sitting at the desk in a group, and one of my friends just tells her, hey, he likes you. And I'm just sitting there like, what? And now I'm mute, so I don't say nothing because I can't say nothing. I can't say, nah, that ain't true. And she immediately just like gets all emotional and upset, and she says, no, he looks like a drunken dinosaur. And everybody in the class just starts laughing at me. And at that moment, I'm like, damn, bro, like, I'm not attractive even to this girl that nobody wants, nobody's attracted to. I allowed that to dictate my self-image, and that dictated how I dealt with women throughout my life until I was able to see the truth, until I was able to perceive that situation as an adult and saying, this is just one girl's opinion. It's not everybody's opinion. It's not the absolute truth of me. I can decide. I am the final dictator of how I think and believe and feel about my fucking self. And that's the same thing for you. You are the final dictator. You decide. Do not let anybody else decide how you're going to feel and think about yourself. I don't care who they are. I don't care if it's your mama, your daddy. I don't care if it's your pastor. I don't care. Don't let nobody change how you feel about yourself. Now, I'm not saying don't take objective feedback from people, because that can be good. So if somebody has objective feedback, somebody that's in the place where you want to go, and they're in the position you want to be in, and they are trying to guide you on how to get there, yes, take their feedback and allow that to dictate your behavior and change your behavior if they're telling you to do that. But not some random person that just wants to give you their opinion and they're saying, you're bad, you're this type of person, you're that. It's not you. First off, your behaviors are not you. It's not necessarily who you are. Life is a course correction. So if you receive negative feedback, it's not saying that you should not do nothing and that you're a broken person. But negative feedback towards your goals, that's an important aspect. Towards your goals. Negative feedback towards your goals from somebody who can help you get towards your goals is just course correction. It's not saying do not sit around and do nothing because you're just a messed up person. You cannot do right. It's just saying you need to switch up your behavior to get to the result you want to go to. My biggest revelation in life is realizing all of this springs from my identity. All of the depression that I went through, all of the hardships that I went through throughout my life, all of the tough times, the times where I went broke, the times to where I was down bad over women, the times where even I got ghosted by women, the times that I just thought that I was messed up because I couldn't socialize with people. And I would play the victim because, oh, I grew up mute and I had my opinion stumped on by my parents and I couldn't express myself. So, I gotta play the victim and say, I didn't have the chance to build these social skills when I was a kid, so I'll never be able to build them. And these are the stories that I continuously fed to myself. If I would have kept perpetuating that, then that would have been my reality for the rest of my life. But I did not allow that to happen. I said, no, I am taking control of my life. I am not blaming nobody else but me. I am a man. I have to be a man and take full responsibility for my life. And I can build any skill. I can do anything that I set my mind to. And I really believe that. And you need to believe this about yourself as well, because it's true. And I'm telling you from somebody who was mute, socially anxious, depressed, guilt-ridden, shamed to just be a human being. I came from a speck of a human being. So I know that you can alter your entire life, but it all starts internally. So the point of this video is telling you to look at your self-image. And how you do that is you look at your results in life. And it's hard for most people to do, but it's vital. You have to look at your results in life and own it and accept it and say, yo, this is me. This is how I view myself. If you're in a position you don't want to be in, if you're sitting at the crib lonely all day, wishing you had friends and wishing you had a girlfriend or wishing you had people to be around or wishing you had human connection, or if you're at a job that you hate, that's draining your energy and you want to do more, but you haven't took the steps to get something better for yourself, or if you're in a business and you see yourself stagnating and you're not disciplined and you're not doing what you know you should be doing, and you're engaging in vices and activities that's actually bringing you down, you need to own it and accept it and say, this is me. This is the past version of myself. This is my current identity. So if I want to change these things, I have to change my identity. It's not just changing the behaviors. It all stems from you on the internal, at an identity level. So your self-image controls all of your life, and you're in control of you. The outside world, you don't have to react to it. So understand that and practice this. Change yourself before you look for the mirror to change. It's Zen Hustler, no slave. I'm out.